Welcome to Travels with Geordie. If this is your first visit, my name is Peter Knowles and I live on this classic wooden motor cruiser currently here in Refuge Cove in the Desolation Sound, British Columbia. The loving memory of my pup Geordie, all the while fixing it up for some pretty ambitious cruising. If that's the sort of thing that you might find interesting, please consider sticking around and subscribing. I'd love to have you. And well, yes, we're back in Refuge, as we've been a couple of times over the last week for various provisions, fuel, etc. I suppose a lot may have to do with the fabulous new pub that they set up. The other thing about it is it's early in the morning, and they also do a fantastic espresso and the best cinnamon buns on the coast. As for the show, well, the show, this is the week I finally get the propane locker in, which does mean we can finally use the stove and the oven and stop living off the camp stove. Anyway, coffee time. We're back to the whole sink project, which has been on hold for a little while due to needing some materials, but I've got it sorted out now, and it's time to get this actually functional. Would make this cruise that much more comfortable. So I very cleverly set up these speedway valves, or supply valves, I don't know what people call these today, to be aligned with the future sink. However, I didn't take into account the length of the supply lines. They're not quite long enough. Miserably, I have to cut this PEX, put in some couplers, and extend it about 2 inches. Oh, jeez. I bought this other straight valve so that I would have a pair of straight valves, except it's 3/4 inch PEX. So I got to reuse this angled valve. Anyway, no harm. I just hate to use one angled and one straight. Good chance to review removing PEX rings. Now, I use the stainless steel crimp PEX rings that are crimped by putting them into this little nibbler tool, which crunches it in and does a really nice job. There are several other PEX ring systems out there, and I prefer this by far. Removing them is not a simple matter. If you need to, I basically take a pair of vice grips, grab onto the little nub, and basically just keep twisting until it gets loose enough that I can then pull the whole ring off the end of the pipe. There we go. And the rest of the ring is off. Now, the remaining piece of PEX pipe is pretty well permanently attached. I'll tell you why, because PEX fittings have these lovely, well, I'll show them on here, these lovely locking barbs. And the PEX pipe will actually be quite permanently attached to that. So again, with the vice grips, what I do, I loosen them up a little bit and I pinch. Basically what I'm trying to do is stretch this PEX pipe material out and drag it away from the actual pipe inside, finding just the right amount of stretch. See, I made a little bulb there, stretching it out like that. I'll do that in another spot. Stretch it out, and then pinch it back together, and it'll come right off. Like that. Now I have a reusable PEX fitting. Throw some rings on there. Not used ones, Peter. And there's already one on the PEX tool here. And so this is simply a matter of putting it where you want it and squeezing it up. Instant. Love these, love these, love these. Over the years, I have used a dozen different flavors of PEX systems, and this may not be the most elegant, but it's the most straightforward, and it always works, and I've never once had a leak. Another neat thing is you can preload the tool with a PEX ring and basically hang it on the pipe, and just like that. Put your fitting on. And we're off. Done. Beauty. Let's do a leak test before we get too far ahead of ourselves here. Okay, water's back on. Seems pretty good. Now there could be air in here, so I'm going to run the tap. Open the valves. And it seems okay. Excellent. We can move on to installing the sink. Now I'm going to bed the sink against the countertop using my favorite butyl tape. Now if I use the full width of this butyl tape underneath this lip, it'll be much too thick and gangly and it'll squeeze out and it'll never really come flush. So I'm going to actually slit this into smaller strips, and to do that I need to find some place. How am I going to do that? Oh, I'm going to use this convenient piece of wood. Very good. And okay, I don't know if there's enough light in here to see this, but I'm about to put this 1-inch marine tubing onto this cheap lumberyard plastic fitting, and I'm going to tell you something. These are oversized. Well, I don't know if they're oversized or these are undersized, but if you're going to work with marine hose, get genuine marine nylon fittings, because these are too big. The only solution I've found, heat helps a little, but if you really want to win, take something like channel lock pliers, insert them in the end, and take a few stretches to widen this up just a little bit, and that'll make a big difference in putting this on. There we go. Little soap can help too, but the bottom line is get it a little bit bigger. There we go. Okay. Cold, hot, and the drain works. And if I release it, does the drain leak? No. Beautiful. All right. Well, okay. So we don't exactly have a galley yet. We have a functional sink, which is a big improvement over using the bathroom sink. Next, the stove. Refuge Cove is absolutely my refuge. Love this little village. Love the vibe here, love the energy, and this year the pub is back. I can't tell you how excited I am about this. It's brilliant, brilliant.